Hello again, Gooners. This is the Loose Cannon, episode number 33. No squad number to match that. No surprises there. We've also got, or I've also got, bring you regarding the Euros. It's not a lot of news. It's my previews really, and a slight sort of betting review, if you like. So far, I'm doing pretty well. Didn't get yesterday's scores correct, but the day before I got them correct. So that gives me in the Sky Pundit rankings, I think that gives me around about 12 points because I got two correct score lines the other day. So that gives me 12 points, puts me second behind Ian Dowie. All the rest of the pundits just slightly behind me, to be honest. So I'm not doing that great. But yeah, 50% of the results I've guessed correctly, and 3 score lines so far from all of the games. So you can trust me, right? But don't trust me too much. I don't want you mortgaging your house or anything like that to stick a bet on. I'm talking tiny bets. So I'm up at the bookies, but I've only been betting free bets on. Well, maybe I shouldn't mention them as they've not given me. They've not given me any extra money. If they give me some extra free bets, yeah, I'll let you know which betting company I've been using for those free bets. But what can I say about the Euros? Well, Ireland have got a big game coming up against Spain. I'm predicting they'll lose that 3-0. Why? Because Ireland lack the class that Spain have got. Even if Spain don't play with any strikers, I see them rolling over Ireland. Initially, it won't be easy, but once they get the first goal, I think the second and third won't be too long coming. So that's how I'm seeing it. The other game, Ireland, I've got to beat Croatia. I think Slaven Bilic is being a little bit overconfident going into the game. Plus, I think Italy have got more class than Croatia. So I'm seeing that as a 2-1 victory for Italy. And looking ahead to England-Sweden, I think it's going to be really difficult for England to break down Sweden. I think Sweden might manage a goal. Ibrahimovic is always a threat, so I'm seeing that as a 1-1 draw. And the other game, the Ukraine game against France, I'm also seeing that as a 1-1 draw because the Ukraine looked pretty good in the last match, certainly in the second half. So I think France will have their work cut out to beat them. So I'm seeing that as a 1-1 draw too. So that's my predictions. I think Frank Stapleton, the ex-Arsenal striker, was saying that he fancies Ireland in his heart to get a result, but in his head he says they won't. I think his head is right this time, and his heart is well out of whack. Well, meanwhile, I can tell you that talking about of whack, might want to talk at this stage about our London neighbours, Tottenham and Chelsea. I really think they've made mistakes in the appointment of Roberto Di Matteo at Chelsea, even though he did a great job last season, just really steadying the ship. But is he going to do a great job with an influx of new players and a team in transition? I'm not so sure. Harry Redknapp, meanwhile, quite why Spurs dismissed him will remain a mystery, I suppose, but their chairman, Daniel Levy's got a tendency to self-destruct, in my opinion. And it makes me appreciate our board of directors who have stuck by managers and not dismissed them at a drop of a hat or a point. They're never a board of directors to act on whims, or are they? But, of course, I always look at the model Manchester United have set. Their stability has led to a great deal of success, and they've never been trigger happy when it comes to getting rid of bosses. So unless Spurs have got a Jose Mourinho type manager in mind, I think the successor to Redknapp will be a step in the wrong direction. We should wait and see, of course, but my league predictions last season were correct. I didn't really stick my neck out that much. I only said that Arsenal will finish above Chelsea. At the time, everyone thought I was some kind of nutcase, which I may be, but anyway, I won some money on that, so I'm not going to complain. And will Chelsea finish above us with Di Matteo in charge? I'd say no, because his league record is poor. They may well win another cup, though. He seems some managers are just cup managers, and I've got Di Matteo down as that for now. But meanwhile, our manager's not always one to spend money on the transfer front, and he's been very reluctant to say anything about that possibility. There was talk that we could sign Montpellier striker Olivier Giroud. He was asked that question on French TV, and Wenger replied, "I won't say anything to you, even under torture." Well, I don't want to torture Arsene Wenger. I just want him to spend that money. 14.8 million euros is the amount being talked about. The 25-year-old set to sign for us on a 60,000 euro per week deal. I don't think the deal's going to happen until France are knocked out of Euro 2012. So I think we've still got a little bit of time to wait for that exciting news that our CEO, Ivan Gazidis, promised us. Well, meanwhile, moving out of the club could be Sebastien Squillaci. Newly promoted Bastia want to sign the French defender and even give us some money for it. Evian are also interested, nothing to do with the drinks company, or even though they're very good for rehydration, and Brest are also interested, cue the smutty jokes. Well, most fans will be very happy for the 31-year-old to move out for any price at all, and many fans have volunteered to drive him to the airport. Some fans are doing the same, volunteering to drive Park Ju-young to the airport if he should be offloaded. He's in a lot of trouble at the moment in his native South Korea, mainly because there's a furore over his situation regarding military service, and he came out and told the media that he'd written a letter to the Military Manpower Administration that he does intend to fulfill his military duty. And the thing is, there is a caveat to that, because now that he's got a 10-year residence, which was granted by the Principality of Monaco, he could in fact delay his military service until 2022. And if that weren't enough, there is also the possibility that if he wins a medal of any sort during the Olympics, because he has been selected in the South Korea squad for London 2012, if he wins a medal, he could be excused military service altogether. So is that a good thing? I think so, because if we are going to sell him, then it should guarantee that we get decent money for him, because with that military service hanging over his head, that really puts off potential suitors, I feel. Apart from ourselves, of course. We were silly enough to spend the money because we were hitting the panic button at that stage after a terrible start to last season. But you have to remember as well that poor start to the season was not totally unexpected. I in fact predicted it. Sorry about that, but I did predict it. I didn't predict we'd lose to Liverpool at home. I thought that was a draw, but apart from that, got all the results right. Okay, we got thrashed at Manchester United, but we always knew we were going to lose that game with such a paper-thin squad. Let's get out a piece of paper and show you how thin our squad is. It's that thin. That's right, so that's got to change. Hopefully it will in the very near future. And if it does, I'll bring that news to you right here on the Loose Cannon. So, until the next time, up the Gooners. Keep enjoying the Euros.